question is, can I fit these wheel drums inside the truck? We're gonna see. Yesterday I got an oil change. Asked him if he would be able to put on some brake shoes and drums today. Hopefully he can do everything today. We'll see. He said he could do the front at least. Really need all of it done. Rather get all of it done at once and get it over with. You know, we're down. It's Sunday. Oh, turn this lights off. Sunday, and we're already here. We're already down. Anytime you're in the shop, if it's in your budget to get the stuff done that needs to be done, especially when they're connected, you know, go ahead and get it done because you're already down. You're already at the shop, and whatever the issue is, sometimes there's an issue and it's at a stage where you're good and you can operate. Well, you don't want to abuse that opportunity. Instead of waiting for it to cause a bigger problem, requires immediate attention. Now all of a sudden you have to coordinate your time to get to the shop, and you could be in the middle of anywhere or in the middle of anything and have to go straight to a shop. It's usually more convenient just to get the work done that you need to get done. If you can get it done, time. That's him right there. I'm 15 minutes early. I was telling him I was here. He's like, I'll be there at 7. And I'm like, cool. I'm just letting you know because I know a lot of people don't care much about time, being on time and all that. And you'll find that's very important as a truck driver and in your personal lives as well. I'm pretty sure it's possible a lot of his customers are late, and therefore, see, the reason I told him is so he'll know that I'm going to be on time and I'm on time, and then he don't show up here late, and then he's wasting my time. I don't like to waste somebody's time. I don't like nobody to waste my time. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a good way to present yourself out here, dealing with other people. It's very important for you. Let's put it this way. So look at these two people. You get your truck. You either get your own authority or you might be leased onto a carrier or whatever. But so you're dealing with, let's say that you're dealing with 5 brokers. Your behavior with these brokers is such that you show up to your appointment times at any time you feel like it because you're owner operating and it's your world and they need you. This is the common thing you hear. They need you more than you need them, and it's your truck and you get there when you want to, and if they don't like you, somebody else and all that. So that's your attitude. You get there whenever. Well, guess what? Say the broker, you in the area, the broker has 3 loads, 10 drivers available to haul that load. Guess who's going to get the load? The one that is most dependable, most reliable. It's going to be there on time. He ain't got to worry about, keep calling the guy to make sure he's going to be there. You're not going to get the load if you don't care about your time. And obviously, if you are that other guy who has a reputation of being on time to your appointments, that's the guy that's going to get the load. So it is very important. Don't adopt the attitude that some people get, where they feel they're more important than the broker or the company or the shipping receiver. And yes, it's true that they don't value your time as much as you would like in many cases. That doesn't matter. You can't let that change the way you operate, because you want to operate in a way that puts you in a better position when dealing with people with adequate brain power. Because if anybody has sense, they would appreciate you being prompt and on time and reliable and dependable like that. Some people won't. They will abuse that. You might be on time. You just sit there and you waste your time and you're on time. I understand that. Okay. Again, if you change the way you deal with it because of these clowns, then is that going to help you or not? It's not going to help you. So, it's to your benefit to become the best version of yourself. And that attitude and way of looking at it, that parlays over into different things. That's personal development, but you're applying that to the way you operate as a truck driver. When, again, like we said, though, it's not only when you're applying it in trucking, but you apply it to life in general have that reputation. And so that's the beautiful thing about trucking, though. There's so many opportunities to take what you do as a truck driver and apply it to, man, I'm just talking over storm, right? Haven't even eaten breakfast, much less coffee or nothing like that. By the way, I gave up energy drinks this year, 2019, no energy drinks and no juice. No, I think I got a naked one time. He said, well, why do you give up juice? Like I told you before, if you're trying to lose weight, you got to give up that juice because it got too much sugar in it. 46 grams of sugar in a can. So we have to pay attention to what we're eating, what we're drinking. But that's the same reason I gave it up, and I'm not trying to lose weight. Matter of fact, I forced myself to eat more than I really want to eat in many times because I don't want to lose weight, because I do something else called intermittent fasting, because I'm also just trying to improve my condition of health. What's wrong with your health? There's nothing wrong with my health that I know of, but there's always room for improvement. And intermittent fasting has been proven to provide certain benefits. It's basically like a rejuvenation process, because when you stop stuffing your face and allow yourself to have some hours of being hungry, basically, then your body goes through a process and your cells start to you run out of food for energy, so your body starts to use damaged cells, damaged proteins, and all that for energy. And then long enough, then it starts pulling the fat out of your cells, and obviously this is a great process. Then the next stage is the replenishing of those depleted cells from the body. Now it's going to make new cells. So now when you go back into after the fast and go into feast mode and you're eating food that's healthy, then your cells are going to be made up of material from that good food instead of donuts and soda with sugar, you know. So they say you are what you eat. Guess what? It's so true. But why the elimination of sugar? Well, they don't talk about this enough. At least they don't talk about it with the level of seriousness that they should, especially the doctors don't. Because a lot of people with high blood pressure and pre-diabetes and high cholesterol, this, that, the other, it's got a lot to do with the sugar, the simple carbohydrates, which converts into sugar. And you think juice, a lot of people think, giving your kids a lot of this orange juice, apple juice, and a lot of different juices, and then the cheap juice that ain't even all juice, it's just a lot of water and sugar and a little bit of juice. You can't do that, man. It's too much sugar. And you do the research yourself. My understanding is, not being a doctor or anybody that's professional in the medical field, the reason that a lot of times the cholesterol is high has a lot to do with sugar, because cholesterol is produced in the body for one reason, is to help repair the walls of your veins and everything, arteries. And how do they get broken? How do they get messed up? A lot of sugar is one way that your walls get damaged. You know, so it scars the walls inside the veins, and then the cholesterol goes to repair it. And so now you're having all of these places with obstruction in the veins, and obviously the more it has to go through this process, and the more clogged those arteries get, and now your heart is having to pump harder in order to get the same pass-through rate of the blood flow. So now your blood pressure, you know what I'm saying, so is elevated. So one of the things that I always say is beneficial to help you curb any habit and replace it with better ones is to expose yourself to information related to whatever it is that you're interested in turning around. So if you have health issues, or let's say if you want to stop smoking, you want to improve your diet, this, that, the other, do some investigating and take a closer look at, because you already have gotten some information, the reason that you're interested in making these changes. But go deeper. Learn out what happens at a molecular level inside the body when you consume sugar. Learn out what happens at a molecular level in the body when you do smoke. Learn out what happens to your lungs. Learn out what happens to your cells. You know that your lungs get black, but that ain't enough. Go deeper. Go into YouTube and say illustration of what happens when I smoke. What happens to my body when I don't get enough sleep? What happens to my body when I do these drugs? What happens to my body when I consume too much caffeine? What happens to the body? Find out. And then when you see this in that level of detail, you pretty much feel stupid, even if not at a conscious level. At a subconscious level, there's something called cognitive dissonance. So when you habitually repeat that same behavior that you just learned is killing you, you just saw in detail what it's doing to you at a cellular level, then it's much easier, because you're going to feel discomfort every time you do. Every time you get that cigarette. That's how I stopped smoking Black & Milds. Every time I help somebody else stop smoking too by putting them through this process. And I bribed them to do it. $100 I gave them in order to complete certain stages. But that's another story. You don't need all that. I was just testing my theory to see could I do it, and yes. As far I haven't talked to him in a few years, but months later he still hadn't smoked. But anyway, what was I saying? I'm just sitting here waiting for my man to show up. Got 4 more minutes. I forgot what I was talking about. So let's talk about repairs to the truck, right? Repairs. You get a truck, you want to get new or old, right? Last year I spent $19,000 in repairs last year. That's more than what the truck costs. The truck costs $17,000. So it's really in what you want to do. But guess what? Now, but the property taxes is less. I'm not spending forever to pay for the truck. Insurance is cheaper than it would be with a higher value truck. I don't have death to deal with. You know, so it depends on what you want to do. True enough, it's possible that I wouldn't have had to spend as much money with a newer truck, but I also could have ended up spending. I got a partner right now no, his truck's the same year. That don't qualify. I was gonna say his truck is in the shop and it's newer. But while I was in the shop at Freightliner several times, one guy was in there with a 2012, one guy was in there with a 2015. The guy with the 2012, he was spending $12,000 at that one stop for the regeneration situation he had to deal with. But you know, things could go wrong with any type of truck. It really, you gotta look at the bigger picture and decide on, because a lot of people wouldn't be built for this. A lot of people probably would have wanted to get out of this truck every time they sink money in it. Right now, yesterday I spent $1,000, I think. What did I do with that? Oh, $1,000. No, actually more than 1,000. I just put 1,000 on the account. By the way, so this 222 I paid for, 1,049 is on the account. Get you a business account. Get you a credit account at Freightliner with the business EIN number. Pay the account off within 30 days so you can build up the business credit. Also, you might want to go to Uline or some other office supplies business and establish an account there. And that way you can be building credit with your business. You're not going to leave it and keep charging. Just charge and pay it off. For the brakes and the drums all the way around, and then I got a muffler, and I got input seals, and horn contact wire, and wheel seal, and hub, and all that. So you're going to spend money. You're going to spend money, whether you got a truck or you got a house, even when you get a car. I got a guy right now who is saying he need a car so bad. I'm trying to get him into trucking, and he need a car so bad, he says. I'm like, man, you better all getting in the truck first and then get a car. He trying to stick around on the ground until he get the car and then go to trucking. And then it's going to be more, he's going to be dealing with wanting to go home because he got a car there, whether he paying for it or it's paid for or whatever. But you know, especially you hadn't been going in a while. I mean, you hadn't been going much, and all of a sudden you leave a truck driving school. He's gonna be wanting to go home, ride in the car. If it's a nice, hopefully it'll be a piece of crap, so he won't want to go home and ride it. If it's, let's say it's a nice Corvette or something like that, you're gonna want to go ride that thing. You know. So look, you gotta get out here. Don't buy no car. Don't get a place to stay. You know, if you're young, you're just leaving the house or whatever, 21, or say you're coming out of the military, you get back to the crib or whatever, or you're just breaking up and you're about to get your own. Don't do that, man. Save all that money. Jump up in the truck as quick as you can. Save all that money and pocket that money, so then you have it to invest. Whether you invest into going deeper into trucking, getting you a truck, or whether you invest in some property. You want me to pull up? You should drink this. You should drink this, for real. The reason I drink it is very healthy to drink. Anti-inflammatory, it increases antioxidants, increases the capacity of antioxidants in the body.
Boosts brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is linked to improved brain function and lower risk of brain disease. Lowers your risk of heart disease. Can help prevent and perhaps even treat cancer. Helps in treating and preventing Alzheimer's disease. Arthritis patients have been responding very well to supplements that includes it. Has benefits against depression. I told you should be drinking it. It helps delay aging and fight age-related chronic diseases. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. I know what you think it is, but I'm going to tell you what it really is. It can treat many forms of nausea, especially morning sickness. May reduce muscle pain and soreness. Comes a lot from exercise. Can help with osteoarthritis because it has anti-inflammatory benefits. May drastically lower blood sugar and improve heart disease factor. Can help treat chronic indigestion. May significantly reduce menstrual pain. No, I don't need it for that. May lower cholesterol levels. Contains a substance that might help prevent cancer, may improve brain function and protect against Alzheimer's. Now this is the second ingredient, which, as you can see, has some of the same benefits as the first ingredient. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. Can also help fight infections. It's 2 ingredients. I got 1 more ingredient. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. But you need to drink some every day, like I told you. Promotes hydration, good source of vitamin C, supports weight loss, improves your skin quality, aids in digestion, freshens the breath, helps prevent kidney stones. And that's it. Well, I mean, that's enough.
So the first ingredient, which makes it so yellowish, orange, if I put some more in it, it'll turn even more orange, is turmeric. Turmeric. T-U-M-E-R-I-C. You can look it up and see the health benefits. Second ingredient is ginger. Third ingredient in here is lemon juice. Straight out of squeezed lemon. And I have stevia in here to sweeten it up. I'm at the house, I'm just getting work done on the truck. The reason I'm drinking out this gallon jug because I just made a little under half a gallon before I left the house. And then I just put it in the jug because it's easy to shake it up and bring it with me in the amount that I want it. Usually I use a Arizona tea bottle or the Slim Gatorade, because if you get the old school regular Gatorade, it's not going to fit in the cup holder in the Freightliner. So usually I make it with that. And the best thing is, you know, you could just take your lemon and have your herbs with you make it fresh. You don't need to. So even if you don't have a refrigerator or anything, well, I mean, unless you're too particular to drink the water that's not cold, this water came straight out of another jug, not out the refrigerator. And really, it's mind over matter, but you know, everybody got preferences. My point is, you can train yourself to not be bothered that the water's not in the refrigerator. So if you don't have a refrigerator, which you can get for only $100, a cooler that plugs in. But if you don't have one, no excuse, no problem, no big deal. We're talking about health benefits, just drinking it for the health benefits. It tastes good to me too, but you know, a lot of that also goes back to mind over matter. Again, back to what we were talking about. You got to understand the power of your body and the power of your brain, and it works so well that the information you take in, which is another reason why you got. I tell y'all to eliminate all that craziness. Cut down on the news. I gotta make myself do it because I want to know what's going on. But cut down on a lot of that news. NPR really is enough to give you a lot of what's going on. But don't listen to so much news, especially to kill this ignorance in the music that's going on nowadays. I love it. I love the music too, but I just don't listen to it so much because of all of those negative and ridiculous and stupid messages that's in the music.
Down interstate through the truck full of cocaine. Around town, cowboy driving trucks, man. What you think I went and got the CDL for? To move the cocaine, same dope gang.
Recognizing the ignorance in the lyrics at a conscious level is still going in subconsciously, you know. And then also, the more you are listening to that, then the more you want to be aware of what's going on or what's next. You know what I mean? So it's just like the other environment with the people you hang around. You know what I'm saying? You got to monitor that and be aware of that and limit that, control your environment. So that's one aspect of it. And the other aspect, so if you're taking those things out, what are you going to put in your environment? What are you going to listen to? What are you going to watch? Information about what? About healthy relationships, about the nutrients that put in your body that's going to help you be healthier, how to successfully invest your money, to grow your money, you know, using the stock market, real estate. These are the information that you want to be bombarded by, not a bunch of that old stupidity stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's going to occupy your mind, your brain power. It's going to dilute your focus away from the things that you should be focusing attention on in order to get ahead and to position yourself in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way you look at it.
Dump the airbag.
Got an oil sample yesterday. Blackstone oil analysis. They only charge like $30. This comes from Blackstone Analysis. The bottle, they send it to you free. You get a sample of the oil when you get the oil change. To fill out this information, and then you drop this in the post office. The phone went off. I was like, "Oh, that's you right there." I'll let him know I was here, and he told me he'd be at 7. That's the time we were supposed to be here. I was just letting him know I was here because I know that he encountered some people who don't show up when they say they're gonna show up, and I wanted to let him know that I was here. But getting to my whole point is, I made an assumption that there are probably many times that people don't show up on time. Is that true, or do they always show up?
They never show up.
Never. Because at first I said most people probably don't, and then I changed it. I said, well, probably a lot of people don't show up. So you said my battery died, y'all, so I had to put another battery in there. So out of 10 drivers, how many gonna show up on time?
Maybe about 4.
And how important is it to be on time for whatever the agreement you make? Is time important?
Yeah, because it's scheduled to another truck, you know what I mean?
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
But some people don't understand.
Yeah.
And I get mad because, why I get mad? I got life to live, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And how you gonna, like you said, how you gonna arrange and schedule stuff, you know, whatnot, if you can't depend on somebody showing up when they're supposed to show up?
Yeah.
So it's important, y'all. Be on time. Mechanic, shippers, receivers, be on time. Develop a good reputation. And so put it this way: if he had a tight schedule and he know he can squeeze me in, but only if I could be on time. And if I got a history of being late, he gonna say, no, I can't see you. But if he know that I'm gonna be on time and he got a tight schedule and he know that he got time to actually do the job if I show up, now he can say, all right, yeah, I can do it, right?
Yeah.
But if he know that this dude never show up on time and he got a limited amount of time to do the job, he can't squeeze you in because he know you're gonna be late. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell up. You broke, right? Oh, you
Yeah.
not broke, bro.
Yeah. It's broke.
You get a new one.
They got him with the Freeliner?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was hoping I forgot to ask him yesterday.
So make sure on time, you know what I mean?
I'm always on time. The dude done showed up. I'm glad he was late because I got my muffler done. Wasn't supposed to be done. And I was hoping he was a little later. And I could get my pinion done. Pinion seal. Get it done next time.